We wanted to shift gears to yesterday's Senate hearing with HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He was in the hot seat over his leadership at the agency, a lot of recent changes with the CDC. We'll play one soundbite. This is from a Democratic Senator, Ron Wyden, in his place yesterday, questioning RFK. Here's that.
Senator, you've sat in that chair for how long? 20, 25 years, while the chronic disease in our children went up to 76%. And you said nothing. You never asked the question, why it's happening? Why is this happening? Today, for the first time in 20 years, we learned that infant mortality has increased in our country. It's not because I came in here. It's because of what happened during the Biden administration.
And Tom, you touched on this earlier, or Dr. Frank, maybe you did as well. But Tom, I'll go to you on that. Taking the politics out of it all, if you sat through the hearing yesterday, some say that was a rough day for the Secretary of HHS. But one thing that you could point to, it was a rough day for the Senate Finance Committee members as well, as there weren't a lot of questions or listening, but rather just simply arguments or the anger for the Secretary coming out. We didn't really learn about other policies other than how he felt about vaccine policies, but nothing else and there's a lot that comes from Health and Human Services here within the United States on a federal level. Tom, your response to that?
I think Kennedy came in there pretty well armed with a lot of statistics. I mean, if you look at illnesses in children going up 76%, I mean, we have to investigate that. I'm not a medical doctor, but there's, we have 70-something% of people are overweight in the United States. We're the unhealthiest country. And when you go from 5 vaccines to 15, I believe that's, it used to be 5 many years ago. Now it's up to 15 vaccines. And then you're watching TV and every other commercial is a pharmaceutical commercial. And then you look at these elected officials and they're getting, a lot of money in donations from the pharmaceuticals. I think we need to investigate something here. Something doesn't pass the smell test for me.
Yeah. Just briefly, Dr. Frank, final takeaways from you from yesterday's hearing.
Well, I think Secretary Kennedy pointed out that the CDC has grossly failed in their mission to keep America healthy. The statistics are staggering. Something like 75 to 80% of young people in this country are not even fit for military service, and that's a national security threat. So I think what he pointed out is that they failed. Changes are necessary, and I think we should let him, do what he needs to do to make America healthy again.
All right, we appreciate that. Tom Kersting joining us, Dr. Frank Contacessa. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great weekend.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.